So in general, the course gives anyone interested a glance of what Greek Jewry is. So from the two sections you see the gist. But again, I want to emphasize that it's very diverse, it's very long. We're talking about 2,000 years. Most of the focus was the Ottoman Empire, then the Jews under modern Greece, and of course the Holocaust. So it's a whole progression. There wasn't obviously enough time to talk about Sephardic rabbinic works in Salonika or Greece. There wasn't a lot of time to talk about all sorts of classic rabbinic works, even from Byzantium. But the course featured the Jews under political regimes in the Greek peninsula, under the Ottoman Empire, and under modern Greece. In the Ottoman period, it's a more rosier picture. The Jews prospered more in modern Greece. The Jews resented being in modern Greece for the most part. In the south of the country, they were a minority. In the north of the country, they were a majority in places like Salonika. In some places, they were a large group, like in Corfu, and they were resented. So in the Greek period, there's a lot of tension, there are a lot of polemics, there's violence, but the Jews also were in the Greek army. The Jews in general, through most of Ottoman history, were not in the military. Only at the end of the Ottoman Empire, with increased civil rights, the Jews entered military service. We didn't have time to talk about all various periods of time and various involvement of the Jews in the Greek army. We talked about it a little bit in the Albanian campaign when Greece was attacked by Italy in 1940. But in general, the Jews were an integral part of the country and people, but they were resented by the Greek Orthodox as Jews. So the course also talks obviously about Sephardic cultural proliferation, about many little known aspects of the Holocaust, about the Sephardim or Greek Jewry as Sephardim in the Holocaust. Obviously have emphasized things which aren't well known and which only in recent years are discussed primarily in academia, about the Jews from Greece and Sephardic Jews as medical experiment victims, as revolting in Auschwitz, which wasn't really accepted by the mainstream institutions, and then also in the Warsaw Ghetto. That will be more accepted now in the future, and also in the upcoming Warsaw Ghetto Museum. But, so you have a whole glance, and then after the Holocaust, we talked about the Jews in modern Greece. I didn't talk too much about museums today in Jewish museums in Greece, because we didn't have a lot of time. But you see a whole glance of the history of the Jews in Greece and their culture and their particularistic culture. So again, the whole course is divided by the Jews with an Italian Jewish culture in Greece, the Jews with a Greek Jewish culture in Greece, and the Jews of a Sephardic Judeo-Spanish speaking culture in Greece.